Greetings, one and all. And as the title of the video says, Happy Easter, Measter. I think I might have something on my lens. Hold on a second. I did, in fact, have something on my lens. Sorry about the loud noise. I think the microphone's there as well. So, anyhow, let's talk. Let's do some stuff. All right. So I know I'm not going to get many viewers because it is Easter and a lot of people are with their families. And that's all right. It's more light in here though. Pug is right here. She's not in the chair right now. She's actually sitting on this ottoman beside me. So let's see, what are you guys saying? I should have wiped off the lens before I started recording, but I didn't know there was a problem until I saw the smudge. So I'm sorry for the microphone being in there. When was the photo of Samuel in your backyard taken? I didn't post a picture of Samuel in my backyard. Which photo are you referring to? I've posted some of us in Doug Drexler's backyard, but none of in my backyard. And that was 2018, 2017, somewhere around there. Oh, that as well. Clear up the signal. You seem to know when I'm half asleep on the couch. It's funny, right before I went live, I thought, I wonder what Eric's doing. I wonder if he'll be able to watch. But happy Easter, happy Easter. Olivia Julius, $5. Hi, Olivia. How's it going? Hope Archie is well. Archie's her little puppy, who's looking quite dapper today in his Easter wear. But she says, you know, it's a good stream when you come in and see Cap's butt crack. Happy Easter from me and Artie. Artie. Did I call him Artie? I don't know if I called him Artie. I'm late. Hi, Stuart. For a very important date. In England, we have a lot of chocolate by Cadbury's. Same in Canada. England and Canada share that in common. All these Cadbury chocolates that Samuel's like, ooh, our chocolate's so much better. It's not. We have the same chocolates that you guys do. Our chocolate, though, Canadian chocolate and British chocolate tastes better than American chocolate. But, yes. Matthew Shook, do you think Star Trek Strange New Worlds will have the Borg? I saw a video that had in Star Trek Strange New Worlds. And I believe they wouldn't be. No, they're not going to be in the show. That'd be stupid. Maybe in season 5 or something when they get desperate for ideas. I could see them introducing that, but they're not going to introduce the Borg. If they do, dude, that's a problem. That's a problem. Casper Jedi, American chocolate is the worst. Sorry, not sorry, LOL. Though I think mainland European chocolate is the best. Yeah, like Belgium chocolate and stuff like that, for sure. But anyway, so happy Easter, everybody. Hope you're having a great Easter Sunday and a good Easter weekend. Hopefully you're seeing your family and doing fun stuff. And if you have kids, I hope they enjoyed the Easter egg hunts and all that kind of cool stuff that's going on. We don't have the kids in the house anymore, so we don't do that kind of Easter eggy thing anymore, but I kind of miss it, honestly. Speaking of, I got to wish my kids a happy Easter. I got to send them a message. Or give them a call. But anyway, figured, why not? I'll come on, I'll do a live, I'll hang out with you guys for an hour, maybe 2, and hopefully brighten up somebody's Easter who might not have anything to do. But assuming that I brighten up anybody's anything. So, Eric Martin, it's starting to look from the previews that Duquesne is not Duquesne. What the fuck? Yep, it definitely appears that way. Hopefully, I'm hoping that it's a red herring. Because if he's not Duquesne, that's just remarkably stupid. Yeah, I don't even know where to start with that. I still say we're going to riot. Don't know what we're going to do necessarily, but we're going to riot because... let's see. Your kids are all grown up now? Yes, I have 4 kids. 3 of them are out of the house, and the youngest one is still here, but he's 18. So we don't really do anything special anymore for Easter or anything. So Tangerine Star 26, the Borg and Strange New Worlds. What better way to really jump the shark? Yeah. Eric asked how the Admiral is feeling. She is feeling well. She's currently downstairs doing some laundry, and then she's going to take a small nap, as she likes to do in the afternoons on the weekends. So she's doing well, though. Thank you for asking. How many people will Agnes assimilate, do you think, before Raffi and Seven find her? I don't know. Not that many, I would imagine. I think at the maximum it'd be 30, and maybe there's some way to reverse it. I don't know. If they change the timeline and this all gets erased anyway, who the hell knows? Dan Ben, it's not a live action, it's more like a drawing with a Borg cube and TNG opposite uniform, a reptilian, all on the same image. Ooh, well there you go. I don't know. If it's a TNG uniform though, it's if they do some time travel-y stuff, that's cool to bring in the Borg, but otherwise, no, please don't. Give the trouble lower deck style. Olivia says you can still go to the Easter events. You'll just be the creepy old guy watching. I don't think I'm creepy nor old, but thank you, Olivia. Dan Ben, is it true Canada has chocolate with potato chips or crisps in it? Hell yeah. They're super good too, but they're also expensive. And you don't get that many in a bag. But yeah, it sounds kind of disgusting, I guess, to some people, but chocolate covered chips, oh my god, they're a delicacy. They're amazing. And there's also chocolate covered pretzels, which most of the world probably knows about. But yes, it is true, we do have those. They're not a regular thing. They're kind of a limited edition. They come out occasionally, but so worth it. They're so good. The salty and the sweet. Surika Vulcan, 4 kids and a house full of swords. Yeah, and I had my swords out when my kids were kids, like small kids. They never touched any of my stuff. What's called parenting. Problem? I don't understand the problem. My kids knew to never touch my stuff, so I don't see an issue there. Anyway. Mark Ward, happy Easter all, just chilling with a glass of whiskey. Hey Mark, how's it going? James Smith, Star Trek Picard kind of blows. Member berries aren't cutting it. I don't know what a member berry is, but okay. Matthew Shook, who do you think is the Borg Queen at the beginning of Star Trek Picard Season 2? I think it's 709. I've been leaning towards 709 for a while. I think she's going to take over from Girardi to save Girardi, because she's been living without her Borg implants for a while now, and she's happy to be free of them, but I think she doesn't want to put Girardi through that. A lot of people say Girardi, a lot of people say Picard's mom, which is really stupid. But no, I think 709 is a fair bet. I'm kind of leaning more and more towards that the farther we get in. So Dan says, what do you think of is the worst Star Trek film poster that depicts the movie incorrectly? It's a good question. Maybe Insurrection? I'm trying to remember what the Next Generation posters look like. All the original cast posters are all pretty awesome and pretty bang on with what goes on in this in the movie. So that sounds like a top 10. That's what that sounds like. I can't remember what the Insurrection one looks like. I don't know. That's a good question. Todd Walker, you don't look old enough to have 3 grown kids. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But I am. So, let's see. My Christian's 18. Cassie's 22. She's my youngest from my ex-wife. Christian, he was like 4 when I met Sylvia. So Cassie's 22. She's technically my youngest, biological. Thomas is 24, 25. And Selena's 27. I'm also a grandfather. Selena's got like 4 kids. That's a whole other story. That she was the difficult child. Put it this way. When I met my ex-wife, Selena was a month old. So Selena's not mine either. The only 2 biological ones are the middle ones, Thomas and Cassie. But I adopted Selena, married my ex-wife, and yeah, so. And Selena was always the troubled kid, and she kind of did her own thing and left home pretty early, much our chagrin, but it's kind of the way it worked. And yeah, I'm a grandfather, so 4 times over. Dan Ben, if you saw the Lower Decks teaser, how long do you want the storyline with the captain and getting her back to be? 2 episodes, if at the most. Easter Rabbit steals the Cerritos and hides it. You gotta find it. Chuck A, I've seen quite a few YouTubers that say the name the same as you, Captain. If Wells isn't Duquesne, they will be super disappointed. Well, yeah, it's just, why hire that actor if you're not going to use the legacy that's established in the character? Those are such memorable. It was such a memorable episode with him, and for him to be named Agent Wells when he was served on a Wells class vessel, if he's not Duquesne, that's just stupid. It's beyond stupid, and I will be super disappointed. Eric Martin, I just participated in an Easter egg hunt, and I'm well over 18, but I won't say by how much. Did it without reading glasses too. Ooh, fancy. Libby Julius, $2 last time on Trekyards. Sean, happy Easter, Captain. Hello. Dan Ben, an Insurrection trailer made it look like the Enterprise E blew up. Well, they do that in trailers all the time to fool you. So, SC Scout Guy, Duquesne sounds like a villain from G.I. Joe. Kind of. David Moon, to be honest, I'm getting a bit bored with Picard in 2024. Would much prefer to watch Starfleet Adventures in 2401. Yes, me too. So stay tuned for season 3. Season 3, we've seen some behind the scenes stuff and heard a few things from different people, multiple people, that we're going to really love it because there's lots of starships. There's lots of that kind of stuff going on and some really cool stuff coming for season 3. So I'm super stoked for season 3. And season 2 is not really disappointing me that much. I am kind of sick of 2024 as well. But overall, it's way better than season 1 of Picard. Still feels more like Star Trek than season 1 ever did. So, yeah, I don't have much of an issue with season 2 right now. So, relativity actor could be an ancestor. Oh, that's just stupid too, though. No, I wouldn't buy that. That's even dumber, actually. Sean, Duquesne and Braxton, they could still appear. I mean, yes. Braxton, maybe not so much, because he was put away for his crimes, but hey. Jasper Jedi throws in $10. Thank you so much, Jasper Jedi. Much appreciated. I don't have anything alcoholic today, which I should, because it's Easter, but Thank you for the $10 super chat. He goes on to say, whether you think it's a good storyline or not, if they erase everything that has happened, in my opinion, waste of a whole season. Whereas Tapestry was only one episode. Thoughts? No, I totally agree. The serialized storytelling for Star Trek doesn't work, in my opinion. If you do like Enterprise season 4 did, where you got like small little mini arcs that are 3, maybe 4 episodes at the most, that's fantastic. Don't fucking waste your time with a season wide arc like Discovery has been doing. Like season 4 was started out promising, and then very quickly got really fucking boring because it was razor thin episodes. Just because they're trying to stretch this one story into 10 episodes, it was not necessary. Please don't do that. At the most, make your story arcs like 3 episodes long, maybe possibly pushing it to 4, depending how interesting and good they are. But yeah, I totally agree with you. Tapestry was fantastic. Tapestry is one of the best TNG episodes, in my opinion. And yeah, it didn't need to be stretched out over 3 episodes. Like, that was just silly. So I really hate the new form storytelling for Star Trek. The serialized stuff just doesn't work. Sorry, it just doesn't work. Same with Star Trek on the big screen. I mean, there's a statement. I mean, it does work. I hate that there's always a big bad villain. Like, that's not what Star Trek's about. It's about solving moral dilemmas. It's about, making hard decisions, seeing new exciting stuff. But when you do a big screen adventure, a movie, you almost need the fate of the galaxy and on the line, or the fate of Earth or whatever. And that's not what Star Trek's about. It doesn't do well in that storytelling format. Like every once in a while, yes. But then again, those should be an episode at most. Well, I shouldn't say at most. Those grander stories of a galaxy-wide threat could be three episodes. So serialized storytelling just doesn't work for Star Trek. The sooner they figure that out, the better. That's why I'm hoping Strange New Worlds is going to be good. At the Strange New Worlds panel in Chicago, Anson Mount did say, "Don't worry, guys. You're going to be seeing new planets, new aliens every week." It's very much that return to form for Star Trek, and that puts me a little bit at ease. If the stories are good, I can forgive some of the visuals and stuff like that, but I just want episodic Star Trek back again. That's my thing. But anyway. Eric Martin, if it's not Duquesne, a Fox Mulder crossover would have been better. Yes. Ozzy says, is Picard's mother number 6? Is Picard mother number 6? What do you mean, Ozzy? That makes no sense. Chuck A. At least Q and Soong are in the next episode. Answers forthcoming at least. Okay, cool, good. Dan Ben, do you think the Odyssey class will be in Picard season 3? No. It could be, but it doesn't need to be. I hope it's not, honestly. But it could be. I mean, with all what we're hearing about ships, it's a distinct possibility, and considering they've already established that STO ships are now a thing that they're going to put on screen, it's a distinct possibility, but I really don't need to see an Odyssey class. So, Dark Footage says, "Hey Cap, even though it was not Star Trek, I enjoyed your Titanic video. Thanks for doing that." Yeah, thank you for thanking me. I felt it was important. It was, the anniversary of the sinking, 110 years, and I'm a huge Titanic fan. I often do things on here that aren't Star Trek related. Not so much anymore, because I usually put that stuff on my Captain Foley personal channel. But for live streams and gameplays, I got a bigger audience here, and some people are interested. They find it better than if it was on my smaller Captain Foley personal channel. So eventually I'd like to put all the gameplay stuff over on the Captain Foley personal channel if it's not Star Trek related. But yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Olivia Julius, hey, I'm still waiting to meet you in Chicago Convention Center. Where are you? I might be a little late. I might be a little late too. Sean, DS9 season-wide Dominion War in the background was the way to weave arcs in with day-to-day episodes. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. It is possible to have a serialized arc, but don't focus on it to the point of stretching out something that should be 5 to 10 minutes in a single episode into a full episode just to fill time. And yes, the Dominion War was a perfect example of that. Cade MacArthur's thoughts on Star Trek 4. It's fucking great. It's one of the best Star Trek movies. It's definitely a gateway drug for Star Trek because people that aren't Star Trek fans can watch that and really enjoy it and kind of get to know the characters. Every character has something to do. It feels very much like an ensemble piece. And I just hate that it always gets referred to as the Whale One. Usually by non-Star Trek fans. But hey, as long as non-Star Trek fans are watching and are kind of interested and enjoy it, that's awesome. So Star Trek 4 is fantastic. SC Scout Guy, TMP was the best idea, really. It was galaxy-wide threat, but in the end, V'ger was not a villain. Yes. I wouldn't say it was galaxy-wide threat. It was coming to Earth to find its maker. Sure, it destroyed a lot of stuff on the way, but I would never say it was a galaxy-wide threat by any means. That's a good example. That's a good example for a movie. One thing that would be a good example for a movie that's a bad guy, a big baddie, but not threatening the entire galaxy would be like the Doomsday Machine. Something like that. Something along those lines for a movie are great. We don't need a fucking Nero. We don't need Crawl. We don't need that shit. I mean, even Star Trek 4 worked beautifully because of the whale probe. It was threatening Earth only. Yeah, the Earth's in the balance. That's a perfect thing for a movie. Absolutely perfect. Khan, absolutely perfect. He was after Kirk. And as a result, got the Genesis device, which could threaten other planets and systems. Cool. Perfect. V'ger, also perfect. Let's go through them. Star Trek 3, there's no bad guy. There's no big bad. It's Krug. He's just a renegade Klingon. So not really a big bad, but a bad, and it's trying to stop them from saving their friend. Perfect. Star Trek 5, Cybok, really stupid. Not much of a threat going on. Oh, and then God at the end. Oh yeah, God. Just an advanced alien, again, stuck in the center of the galaxy, can't really do any harm to anybody. Boom, perfect. Star Trek 6, the Klingons. Now that's the escalation of possibly a war. Again, perfect. It's not. I mean, it's quadrant wide, I guess. If there's a big war between the Klingons and the Federation, got to stop that. That's cool. Plus, there's political intrigue and espionage, all that shit going on in that movie. Again, boom, perfect for a movie. First Contact, the Borg going back and assimilating Earth, very similar to Star Trek 4. Earth's at stake, and then as a result, probably a lot of the alpha quadrant races as well if they get a foothold on Earth. So boom, perfect. Insurrection. Rualful, whatever the fuck his name was, and the metagenic particles. Who cares? Yeah, internal Federation corruption. Okay, it's a good. I wouldn't say it's perfect, but it's good. Then we got Nemesis. I hope I'm not missing one. Nemesis. Picard clone. Stupid? Nemesis was, I wouldn't say perfect by any means. It's just a personal vendetta. They're trying to replicate the Khan thing with Kirk. So you got Shinzon versus Picard. Then we got 2009, Nero, time travel, alternate dimension thing. Destroying Vulcan. All right, I'll buy it. Could have been handled better, but okay. Into Darkness. The less it's said about that, the better. Not perfect by any means. A great action movie. Great standalone action piece. Or an 80s action movie. Sci-fi action movie. But Star Trek? No. Didn't capture the Khan. Sorry. Failure. Star Trek Beyond. Whoa. Star Trek Beyond was one of my favorite of the 3 original Kelvin films. I watched it the other night in 3D because I've been going through my 3D collection and watching stuff in 3D. I forgot how much of the middle part of Beyond sucks balls. The beginning is great. Yorktown's great. Them going through the nebula, great. The Enterprise getting fucking decimated and its throat slit, fucking great. The crash landing, great. Then a lot of nothing happens. Some good Kirk and Spock Bones and Spock moments. Some good Scotty moments. Franklin, me. And then the swarm heading towards Yorktown. Again, once you get off the planet, pretty great. Them attacking Yorktown Station, crashing up through the water and stuff like that. Pretty great. I don't know. I guess there's not a lot of galaxy or universe-threatening things in Star Trek movies the more I talk about it, but some work really well for Star Trek format, and See, Species 10C could have been 3 episodes. It also could have been a movie. The Species 10C thing could have been a movie, and that would have been perfect, actually, to whittle that down to 2 hours. Anyway, I've talked too much about that. Sorry. Stuart, have a great Easter. I have got some family coming over. Got to go. Take care. See you later, Chuck. Dark Footage throws in 10 euros. Thank you so much for the super chat. Much appreciated. Happy Easter to you. Baltar girlfriend number 6, hot Cylon blonde. Yes, she is. Is Picard mother number 6? No. Anyway, Eric Martin. I talked to a ship expert who said if Titanic had turned to port but only stopped the port shaft instead of reversing engines, it may have missed the berg altogether. Yes, even if they hadn't have slowed down or reversed engines, because that's what kind of sucked them into and made it worse. If they just kept going full speed and glanced it, they would have been fine. So, Captain Corky, just wanted to pop in and wish you a happy Easter, Captain. Thank you so much. Same to you. Dan Ben, in the trailer for Picard Episode 8, the relativity actor says, I've got a lady friend with the city who emails me sometimes. Something odd pops up on the CCTV. Did you think we'll see and know this lady? I hope so, because that intrigued me too when I heard that. So yeah. Dan says, new TV show for people who haven't watched it. They make new Star Trek so people haven't seen it before can watch. It's not for older fans. Well, that's not how you fucking make a franchise. Sorry. You make something that appeals to new viewers and to the old fans. You don't piss off all your old diehard fans that have been keeping your fucking franchise alive for 50 plus years. You don't ostracize them by making shit that they're not going to be interested in, Dan. That's not how that works. You can make stuff that's new and exciting, kind of like Prodigy, that bring new fans in, but still appease and make the old fans happy. That's how you do it. Prodigy's a perfect example of that. So I totally disagree with you, Dan. Olivia Julius, your hair is getting gray. I hope you get a touch of gray dye company as a sponsorship soon. It's not going gray though, it's just the lighting in here. It's still the dirty blonde it's always been. I got a little bit of a gray streak here and there, but it's just because it's overcast right now and I have the window or the curtain open, so it's really blowing out my hair. But yeah. Paul N., as I sit enjoying reading my gift to myself, Star Trek Adventures, Klingon Empire Core Rules. These are the Voyages Volume 1 and 2. I already have the core rule books. Oh, I gotta get all those, man. I really want those cool core rule books for the role-playing game. I got the original one here, which is this old one. The role-playing game core rule book. There's some cool stuff in here, but the new ones are so much better. I think there's a lot of interesting stuff in any role-playing book. Lots of ships and stuff in here, and stuff like this. Starship schematics. Good visuals in here. Yeah, I want to get the new ones though, but stuff like that. I forget where I picked this book up, but I picked it up secondhand somewhere, and glad I did. Although I never get the chance to play these role-playing games, I really enjoy looking through the rule books. Lots of great art, lots of great information, and yeah, fun stuff. Dan Ben, Voyager was alone in the Delta Quadrant with no other Starfleet ships. TNG, they sent Enterprise D in. Big situation. It's on its own without other ships. Yeah. Ozzy, why does God need a starship and you had two numbers the same in Turbo Shaft? He had more than two, and it went up to deck 78 or something, which the lettering system doesn't even be, or the numbering system doesn't even go that way. It starts at deck 1 or a deck. It should be deck A, not deck 1, but and goes down. But they were going up, and the numbers were going up like a skyscraper, because somebody in the art department was an idiot. Peter Lacaco, $10. Happy Easter, Captain. Hope you're having a great weekend. I am, Peter. Hope you are as well. And thank you so much for the super chat. Generations. Oh, yes, Generations. Why did I forget that? The Nexus ribbon. That's a pretty good one. And Soren trying to alter the ribbon. Again, that's perfect. I think that's a perfect idea for a movie as well. So, yeah, I guess there you go. Paul and Star Trek Into Darkness gave us cool Klingons, the infantry phaser cannon, and that Harvey Mudd ship that is underrated. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Star Trek Into Darkness gave us a lot of really cool stuff. I really enjoy watching Star Trek Into Darkness as a non-Star Trek movie. It's fun to watch. There's a lot of really cool stuff. The EVA stuff where they're going from ship to ship, very cool. But again, could be any generic sci-fi. The Khan twist just doesn't work. But yeah, the Harry Mudd ship's cool. Infantry phaser cannon, and the Klingons, I mean, they're better than, I mean, we complained about those a bit when we first saw them, but considering what Discovery gave us, yeah, they're fucking amazing Klingons. Wasn't that in one of those writer's strikes? Which one? I don't know. Star Trek 5, perhaps. I think it was. Peter Lacaco, $5. Haven't returned to space. Elon Musk doc on Netflix last night. Surprisingly really good. Have you seen it yet? I have not, no, but I will check that out now that I know about it, because that sounds cool. General Grievous, remember, for a donation of $400, the captain and Sam will dress up in bunny suits. Just kidding. If I had a bunny suit, I would definitely put that on the table for a $400 super chat. Dan Ben, some of the TNG movies could have cameos from DS9 characters, but cut like Cisco in First Contact. Quark Insurrection, Worf having memories of Dax if they made movies after Nemesis, yeah. Matt Boardman is here. Happy Easter, my friend. Nicholas says, hello, happy Easter from the UK, happy Easter from Canada. Libby Julius, it was proven the Titanic engines were never ordered in reverse just to stop. Matt Boardman, I was going to say there's nothing gray about it. It just looks lighter blonde because of the light. Yeah, that's exactly right. Eric Martin, did you see they are doing Voyager Remastered on Paramount Plus? Officially? Or was that on April Fool's Day that you saw that, Eric? Olivia, next time you do artwork for Trekyards, I'll have to have your gray hair as gray and not dark brown. Yeah, I don't know why fuck people make my hair brown when they make an avatar of me. Gray is more close for sure, because it looks more like a light, dirty blonde. So, Rebel Poet 71. I don't really want fan service recalls of old Trek. I want inventive new content. The problem isn't that new Trek targets new audiences; it's that the writing is objectively bad. Yes. By people that don't understand Star Trek. That's another thing. JJ did this for the 2009 film. Nobody that worked on the previous Star Trek can work on our film. Luckily, John Eves squeaked through and got some Star Trek-esque things in. But that was the directive. No one that worked on previous Star Trek can work on this. And I don't understand why the fuck they do this with reboots and shit. Nothing can look like fucking Discovery did it. Brian Fuller, he's like, the Klingons can't look like Klingons. The TOS ships cannot have cylindrical nacelles. It all has to look different. The same thing was going to be done with Battlestar Galactica. When we talked to Eric Chu about this, when they designed the Battlestar, they didn't want it looking anything like the original Battlestar Galactica. But because the pods retracted in, the picture that the producers saw of the ship had the pods retracted in, and they're like, that doesn't look anything like the Battlestar Galactica. Cool, we approve it. But they didn't know that they came out to launch and land the Vipers. So they squeaked that by too. I don't understand this mentality of, well, this franchise is now mine, and we're going to reboot it, so I don't want it to look anything like it should. It's like, yeah, go fuck yourself. I hate producers. Sean, like if they do, before I get to Sean's comment, if they redo, let's say they reboot Stargate, SG-1, well, the gate can't be round. Let's make it square. Actually, no, let's make it a triangle, because like the pyramids. Yeah, make it a triangle. It's like, fuck off. It's supposed to be round, dumbass. Just have to piss all over it and put their fucking mark on it. Like, look, this is what we made. Look, there's the stench of our urine all over it. Yeah, that's fucking bullshit. Sean, Stargate Universe was phenomenal, but pissed off a lot of old fans. Only lasted 2 seasons. A shame, in my opinion. Fans have a lot more input in a series' longevity than executives think. Yes. Ozzy says, new season of the Orville started on June 2022. It started on June 22. Wow, well, we're not at June yet, so you should say it starts in June. You're saying it like it's past tense, my man. Lazarus 2. Is that a Hellraiser box blue behind him? No, but I do have a Hellraiser box. I can go get it if you want. That's not a Hellraiser box, though. That's just a box full of tarot cards. Some of Sylvia's tarot cards. Hold on, I'll get my Hellraiser box. Here's my Hellraiser box, which I should maybe keep this in here somewhere. That'd be kind of cool. It's good for the library. Right now it's currently in the hallway. A little gargoyle sitting on top of it, but there's my Hellraiser box. Rebel Poet 71. Artificial woke signaling isn't narrative. There is no character development, no singular challenge for characters to grow through. It's just staging for the next woke display. Well, the fact that you're making woke, or using the word woke, makes me instantly fucking ignore your fucking comment. I hate that progressive has been turned into woke. Anybody that uses woke is... I immediately stop listening to them because it's been so saturated in the media. So, Dan Ben, do you like the Enterprise that the decks are letters, not numbers? Well, yes, because that's how it's supposed to be. Rebel Poet 71, I like Star Trek Beyond. So did I. Azereth 2, yes, decks A, B, C, etc. Rebel Poet 71, Into Darkness would have been good if they just gave the fucker a name that wasn't Khan. Yes. He didn't have to be the recall character, and Khan should be Middle Eastern or Mongolian, not a Brit. Yes, but apparently he had surgery to make him look different, to make him look like a Brit. They explain that in the movie. Eric Martin, Matt, it was YouTube video on Voyager remastered. US only, J.J. Abrams supervised it. Yeah, it's an April Fool's joke, Eric. Dan Ben, I think it was Nemesis. The wedding was supposed to have a Gorn, who was Worf's friend, but they cut it out. Well, you know, see stuff like that's cool. I would have loved to see that. Dan Ben, do you like it when remastering you see a scene and you like, that's not how I remember it looking? Yes and no. I don't have a problem with the Star Wars special editions. This whole despecialized edition, I don't need it. I don't mind the additions, the changes. Some of them annoy me a little bit, but overall I think it enhances things more so than detracts from them. Yes, I get people want to see the exact same film they watched when they were a kid. Well, you know what? I've got like 3 different versions of that on VHS that I could watch if I really wanted to. I have a couple of VHS players downstairs if I need to. You don't need to despecialize it. I think there should be an option when you buy a new one to watch the original on there or watch the special edition. That would be great, but I don't mind when scenes are changed a bit. Lasarith 2? Probably saying your name wrong this whole time. The one thing about the new Star Trek is it's one storyline instead of a new one every episode. Also 10 episodes, 26 TOS. Yep. Episodic's a better format for Star Trek, for sure. Rebel Poet 71, narcissistic personalities who aren't artists. Yes, they're the ones doing the rebooting. Dan Ben, I don't always understand why the showrunner for Star Wars Acolyte show asked people who've never seen Star Wars to work on it, or the guy making the Halo TV show chooses not to know the video game. Yeah, I don't know. Fresh perspective. That's bullshit, though. Yeah, Nicholas Meyer didn't know much about Star Trek going into directing Star Trek 2, but he at least watched all of the original series as a lead up to it. So did the one of the writers of the script, I believe. It can be beneficial to not know everything and be bogged down in semantics and canon and opinion. That's one of the reasons that Samuel and myself would never get hired on to do something like that, because we have a very own distinct idea of what we'd like to see, which is what a lot of the fans would like to see too. But they want to try new things. They want to bring new eyeballs to it. Because much like George Lucas, if you get laser focused and you're the only person, that's why the original 3 Star Wars films were awesome. Because one was directed by George Lucas, Empire Strikes Back was directed by somebody else, Return of the Jedi was directed by somebody else. There's 3 different takes on the original story. Then you get into the prequels, which are all written and directed by George Lucas, and a lot of people have problems with those because it's one mind, single focused on something to the point of filtering out anything else, any other opinions that might help to make it better, and that's a problem. You can't get laser focused like that. You need outside input, but hopefully from people that understand the franchise. I'm the general, make it trigonometry. Dan Ben, Stargate Universe lasted 2 seasons. I think because of budget reasons, the company went out of money. Rebel Poet 71. It could be one storyline, just make it good. A single story makes a good book. Disco and Picard would make awful books. I disagree. I think all the seasons of Disco and Picard would make for a fine novel. When you can visualize things that look correct on screen, you can visualize them in your head to look correct. And I think there's enough character interactions and stuff to make it interesting for a book, but not for what we saw on TV. Matt Boardman. Oh, that one. Yeah, that's an April Fool's joke. JJ is not involved, and they are not currently remastering Voyager at this time, unfortunately. Yes, Eric, it was an April Fool's joke. Peter Lukaku, at triangle-shaped Stargate. Genius. Rebel Post 71. I feel that modern Trek gives the least thought to writing. The thought process is one of advertising. Setups for good still frames for posters. People beaming with admiration. Yeah, pretty much. Jasper Jedi. So even using the word woke to criticize the word woke is off limits? No, that's fine. The woke agenda, or as the critical drinker calls it, the message. It's like, okay, chill. You don't have to be so asshole-ish about it when you talk about it. Rebel Poet 71. I'm liberal, so that's not the issue. I don't give a fuck what you are. I don't understand politics. I don't get the liberal, conservative, Democrat, Republican, all that. I don't know which is which and what the fuck. I don't understand. I don't care. So there are minorities in Expanse, but they don't so obviously hit you in the head with wokeness. Naomi Nagata is a far more interesting character than Burnham. Yes, I agree. It's just bad writing for Burnham, unfortunately. Since I can't kiss mine anymore. Oh, kiss from Lazarus to for the Puggins. Rebel Poet. Still amazes me that DS9's level of intelligence ever happened. Dan Ben, it's like how some ship designers on the new shows don't add all the little details into Star Trek ships that need to be there. Yeah, I know. Eric Martin, a little overnight, actually, quite depressing. What? What happened? RoboPoet 71, you couldn't have characters like Quark or Garrick in modern Trek. What? Why not? This is the dumbest fucking comment I've ever read. What do you mean? You can't make a comment like that without explaining yourself. So explain that to me. You could have both of them. Garrick especially. Garrick is like perfect for modern day forms of writing for shows. Quark, I get the greedy, you know, whatever. Could be misconstrued as something bad, but Paul N. Stargate Universe went out of business because no one was watching the show. The advertisers were not making money and pulled their support. A family franchise with 2 lieutenants fucking in a closet. How dare there be people doing things that people do in a show? Family friendly or not? The fuck? Happiest Gnome. I just watched TMP Director's Cut and it's still slow. The Enterprise and V'ger porn is endless and drags on with 2001 Space Odyssey slowness. Sirstis says, I actually like Stargate Universe myself. Matt Boardman says, Empire was Irvin Kershner, thank you, and Jedi was Richard Marquand. Yeah. 1701F. Okay. Hezraz says, Happy Easter, everyone. Indeed, Happy Easter. Lazarus 2, you know the last episode of Stargate Universe used my math off of the old Stargate forum gate. The writers often read it, and though we will be off by X% was mine. Oh, that's cool. Hold on a second. Dan Ben, other than Stargate, are there any other sci-fi you'd like to use a portal to travel? You like that uses a portal to travel? A portal, I mean... The Lost in Space movie, that was cool use of a portal. Or some kind of slingshot thing. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't honestly know. Did you wish that they would make an Independence Day 3? Yeah, Independence Day was a good movie. Independence Day 2 was not as good, but it was still enjoyable enough for me. So, Sean says, is there a Trek book that you think would make a good film? I'm thinking Ashes of Eden. Yeah, I mean, there's so many. The Lost Years would be an awesome one. I have the Ashes of Eden right there beside Lost Years, actually. So many books would make a good movie. I don't know. I'd have to look at a list of books. RoboPoet 71, because Kirk's complications and inner contradictions wouldn't be thought of. Garrick's also too complex for writers of modern Trek. Modern Trek's characters are all simplistic, all surface. Okay, I see what you're saying there. That makes more sense. The Darth Eddie, even DS9 established that Quark's greed only went so far. He was more ethical than many Ferengi due to his friends and exposure to Federation values. If he appeared now, he'd be about the same. James says, where did all the eggs go? I don't know. Lazarus 2, plus they didn't make any money off merchandise because there was no merchandise for Stargate. Eggsy says, Happy Easter, Captain Foley. Happy Easter to you as well, Eggsy. Dan Ben, the showrunner for DS9, said if he was doing it now, they would have kept the Garrick being gay storyline and not cut it. Yes. So Darth Eddie, saying Quark and Garrick can't fit into modern Trek is just ridiculous on a level I can't process. RoboPoet 71, I'm not saying Quark or Garrick wouldn't be good in modern Trek. I'm saying Trek doesn't have the skills to construct detailed characters like them, or Ducat. Saying Trek doesn't or the writers don't. And it depends on which show you're talking about. The writers for Discovery, absolutely, you are correct. Writers for Picard Season 1? Absolutely, you are correct. But Prodigy, there's some pretty complex shit going on in there. I'm going to be coming up in that as well. And I don't know. I think it's more than possible. But yeah, just not from the writers that don't know anything about anything. Dan Ben, they originally asked the actor to play gay and then during the show cut it. Yes. Oh, Captain Foley, Canada Dry, really? And then laughing. Yeah. Canada Dry is fucking awesome. What's your problem with Canada Dry, man? Matt Boardman, to the point of fresh eyes, Star Trek had many different directors from TMP, Nemesis, and they found a way to stay true to the heart of the franchise. Absolutely. Peter says, I guess the Babylon 5 reboot got axed. Damn it. Did it? Shit. That sucks. Eric Martin, I would love Garrick in Modern Trek. If someone asked him about his feelings, he'd tell them to go F themselves in Cardassian. Eggsy says, Captain, would you like a new live-action version of Thunderbirds or Stingray? Thunderbirds, yeah. Stingray I never really got into, so I wouldn't really care. But Thunderbirds, absolutely. Lazarus 2, I wrote this big. If they travel across galaxy to galaxy, if they're only off by X and he'd miss the new galaxy by an X percentage, would have been 13 to 14 years, so I don't remember the entire thing. General Grievous, having fresh eyes isn't the problem. The problem is when fresh eyes are told to dismiss everything that came before and make the project something other than it is. Absolutely. Yes, that's what I kind of meant. Do your fucking research, know the franchise, and come in with fresh eyes at the same time. So, yeah. Or listen to your advisors. Have advisors that know the canon, know the lore, and when they say, this isn't going to work, be like, all right, cool. Apparently the director for Nemesis wanted to change Worf, the way he spoke or something, and everybody told him, no, that's fucking stupid. This character's been with us for how long? We're not going to change it just because you want something different. So, listen to your fucking advisors. What did Mom see in her sleep? Was it Jesus or the Easter Bunny? I don't know. Where is that coming from? Jasper Jedi, Prodigy, Lower Decks, and Season 2 of Picard writers could definitely write complexity in their characters. I think the pandemic screwed Season 2 of Picard. Yeah, I think so as well. But yeah, the writers are better for sure this season. Get Ronald D. Moore back in Trek, something independent of anything past. No Picard, not set in some prequel environment. The Darth Eddy, let's not forget that Lower Decks showed TNG-style Ferengis with their greed and pursuit of profit intact, and that's also CBS Trek. They can still do species as they're used to them if they choose to. Absolutely, I totally agree. General Grievous, it would be like being told you're working on making a movie of Romeo and Juliet, but you tell the director that they can't take anything from the original source material and still call it Shakespeare. Just that both of them have to die in the end. It's a tragic love stories where both have to die in the end. That's all you need to know. Don't do any further research. Make a movie. We're going to call that Romeo and Juliet now. Yeah. Peter Lukaku, love Canada Dry with a squirt of lemon. Yes. Lazarus 2, wait. There was a Babylon 5 remake in the works? Yes, there was for quite a while. Buzz was pretty high about it too, so I'm surprised it got canceled. Paul N. There was a fan attempt to get Space 1999 a reboot as Space 2099. Personally, I've only seen episode 1. I'd heard about that, but I didn't look too much into it. Eric Martin, Canada Dry and a good rye. Canada Dry and a good rye. Yum. Oh, I should have done that. I do have some rye downstairs. I'm good. Hit that like button if you haven't already. We have 45 people here and 45 likes. That's awesome. But some of people that hit a like have left already, and some more people came in. So let's try to get to 80 likes. Hit the like button if you haven't. Eggsy says, Cap, what is your favorite ship put out by Eagle Moss? Either the original series Viper or the Katinga. The XL Katinga is amazing as well. Also the Vulcan Warp Sled. The XL Vulcan Warp Sled is a really great model. There's been a few that have been really great. I don't know if I have a favorite per se, but some of them are really spot on. So yeah, I can't really say I have a favorite necessarily, but there are some that definitely stand out as being way better. Rebel Poet 71. Anyone playing Mass Effect Legendary Edition? I am not. Probably should. Dave Moon. Did I dream it, or are there plans to remake Buck Rogers in the 25th century? Loved that show when I was a kid in the 80s. No plans that I'm aware of. I've heard rumors that there might be one with George Clooney coming out. I don't know. Dan Ben, do you dislike that the new Babylon 5 will be made by CW? CW is an odd choice, or an odd thing to talk about, because they do some things very well and they do some things very bad. The whole interrelationship, reality TV, soap opera fucking relationships between characters gets a little annoying after a while. But some things they do really well, like the effects and things like that. So I'm not annoyed by it, no. I just hope it doesn't fall into the trap of being like all their other shows. Daniel Vance. Oh, they are, but it's based off the original book. Buck is a coal miner in the 1800s. What? Eggsy says Canada Dry to Canada as Coca-Cola is to America. Okay. Lazarus says, if all the cast is coming back for season 3, will they be on Riker's ship, Enterprise, or Geordi's ship? The Stargazer. They built the Stargazer bridge for a reason. Geordi only had a ship in an alternate timeline. Who knows if he has a ship now? Of course, we know that Riker has the Titan, but he's retired at the point of Picard, so he doesn't have the Titan anymore. He had the Titan in Lower Decks, which is years earlier. He's now retired, so no, he won't be on the Titan either. So, none of the above. Might be the Enterprise at some point. Who knows? Rebel Poet 71. There should be a Mass Effect show. #truth. Hezraz. Canada Dry is what real men drink. Okay. Rebel Poet 71. I wish the Eagle Moss Vipers had detailed interiors. I have a 2003 one, Leodamas. Yeah. I've got all the Vipers except for the Mark 7 because it's fucking hideous. I love Eric Chu. He's a good friend. But Eric Chu, that design is awful, my friend. Hopefully you're not watching this. I hate your Viper. It's not a good design. But yeah, I totally agree. You can see through the canopies of those, and there's no cockpit. It's like you need to put in a cockpit. Absolutely, you do. Darth Eddie, you learn something new every day, even if you've been a Trekkie for decades. I just saw that there's a third variant of the Excelsior class besides the original and the B, and with different nacelles. Yeah, it's the one that was in the first episode of Picard Season 2. There's also the Albina class, which is not an Excelsior class. It's its own unique class, but it was in Lower Decks. But the Albina class looks very similar to a Excelsior class. So, yes. Eggsy. Royal Crown. Royal Crown Cola is really good, by the way, if that you're talking about. Or do you mean Crown Royal, which is the rye that I would put in my drink. Lazarus, no new show. Buck. Gotcha. The Darth Eddie, the blue chiller bars strip on the third type of Excelsior are a different shape and stretch to the top of the nacelles. Okay. Hey, Trek or Not, how's it going? Hope you're having a good Easter, my friend. Hit that like button. If anybody's new here that hasn't hit the like button, hit the like button, please. Sean O'Sullivan, just in now. What's up? How's the cap? I'm good. Hope you feel as good as I do watching my favorite episode, Code of Honor. I feel better than that. Sean O'Sullivan, was the Sutherland a Type 3 Excelsior? The Sutherland. don't know. It's not ringing any bells. Can't tell you. Don't know. James McGill, in Star Trek A Time to Heal, I'm very impressive with the non-Starfleet ships that use the Vulcan warp sled. Oh yeah, that's I talked to Samuel about that. That's actually an early Andrew Probert design, because he designed the Vulcan warp sled. That's just one of the ones that wasn't used that they actually 3D modeled, and I think it's fucking great. I love that warp sled in A Time to Heal. Awesome idea. So yeah, kudos to them. But it is an Andrew Probert design, so that's one of the reasons it's so good. Looks good. Looks good. Lazarus, it was since the Stargazer was Chris Rios' ship. I was thinking they'd probably use one of the other cast ships. No, they won't. SVS Guru 2000, €5. Clearly, I am in the minority for disliking a piece of the action. Conversely, I liked Assignment Earth, which others seem to hate. What say you? Assignment Earth is also one of my favorite TOS episodes. But piece of the action is definitely up there for just a fun romp and a fun, not every episode has to be fucking serious, first of all. Piece of the action is literally just fun, for fun's sake, and I love it. Assignment Earth is also good, but for different reasons. It's not very Star Trek-y, really, but that's because it was a pilot for a spin-off show that never happened. But I really enjoy it as well. It's definitely up. I say Assignment Earth would be in my top 20, maybe, of TOS episodes. I should actually rank my TOS episodes at some point, because it'd be interesting to see where that fits. So yeah. But Assignment Earth is great as well. No complaints about Assignment Earth. Except not enough Star Trek in it. Paul N., if you haven't watched it, fans, go watch Star Trek Of Gods and Men ASAP. Yeah, it's a good one. Trekyards just nabbed me a Voyager Elite Force pin for my collection, so rather smiley. Nice. Where'd you get that, Trekyards? Should I open the puzzle box? Should I open this? What's the worst that could happen? Am I right? Yeah, somebody asked about my puzzle box, and there it is. Okay, let's see. Sean says, who would you say has the best pre-assembled TMP era Connie? Eagle Moss or best pre-assembled TMP Connie? Not Eagle Moss, unless you go with the regular collection, the smaller version. Do not get the Eagle Moss XL refit. It is not at all accurate. I want to say Bandai, but it's not pre-assembled. It's pre-painted and everything. It's a snap together. It's also got lights. It's pretty easy to build, but it's not pre-assembled. I don't know what to say for pre-assembled. I don't know. Cade MacArthur, Trekyards. What if Tendi and Boimler switch voices for no reason and nobody noticed except you? That would be a travesty, I guess. I don't know. Trekyards, I conquered an eBay auction. Nice. Congratulations on your sniping skills. Can you snipe and do the last super chat for this live when we get there? I don't know. James McGill, please show us your full view of your shirt. Oh. It says, Elementary, Dear Data. It's got the Delta and a circuit board, and Data with the magnifying glass and pipe, and the Enterprise. Elementary dear data. Is that what you wanted? Are you not entertained? Come on now, guys. Come on. Elementary dear data. Do a little dance. Bum, 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 bum. Is it everything you'd hoped it would be? Captain Jedi Holocron, puzzle box. The Darth Eddy. My judging the scale height might be off, but it seems to me that the new room windows on the Strange New Worlds Enterprise look roughly 1 deck in height, would make the ship closer to TOS scale than in the revised one. Yeah, it would, because they are 1 deck. Those forward ones that wrap around the top, those are 1 deck. You can see the inside of them from the lounge, the fucking bar, the nightclub, whatever the fuck it is. So they are 1 deck. So, yeah, it would make the ship more in line with the size, but... Paul N., I lament the failure of the reboot of The Last Starfighter, and at the same time, I'm relieved something else good was not shit all over for money. Well, apparently they're thinking of remaking it, or not remaking it, but making a sequel with a female starfighter that Alex Rogan comes back and has to train. I think that would have been cool. Darth Eddy, those windows aren't exactly colossal. They're not, no. Lazarus, oh, speaking of Eagle Moss, they have a Stargate BC-304 ship, and soon... yes, I don't have that yet. Samuel has that one already, though, so... Because of course he does. Trekyards sent you a pic of it. Never knew this pin was produced. Yeah, I saw you sent something. Hold on, I'll show everybody. Just gotta... I need a new iPad. This one takes forever to load anything. Look, there's 2 of my sexy mouth. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Sexy pin indeed. So here's the Star Trek Voyager Elite Force pin that Trekyards picked up. It's a nice pin. I like it. So let's get back to the chat now, shall we? SVS Guru 2000. I remember a Star Trek 3D animated fan film where a freighter captain gets transported to an alternate reality where she gets to say goodbye to her family, which died in her timeline. Have you seen it? Yes, Star Trek Aurora. There's actually a few episodes of that, and it's very well done. And I love the main characters. The sexy redheaded female freighter captain and her female Vulcan first officer. Fantastically well done, well animated, well acted, well voice acted, good writing. Yes, Star Trek Aurora. If you haven't checked it out, go watch it. Trek or not, so sexy for a pin. Sonic Fan says Happy Easter. Well, Happy Easter to you as well. Dan Ben, would you like to see an all musical singing episode of Lower Decks? Yes, that'd be awesome. Why do I hear weird dance music? I don't know. Why do you? Sonic Fan 22. Who's your favorite rabbit in all of fiction? Oh, Lola Bunny from the original Space Jam. She's so sexy. I'm trying to think of other rabbits. I mean, there's the rabbit from Winnie the Pooh, but it's not. Lola Bunny. For multiple reasons. James Miguel, awesome shirt. Yeah, I picked this up at Destination Birmingham when I was at the Star Trek convention in 2019. Combines 2 of my favorite things, Star Trek and Sherlock Holmes. You can't go wrong. General Grievous, guys, I just found out the shuttles on Titan are named after jazz musicians. Wow. What? Holy shit, that all makes sense. How'd you find that out, though? Do you got an inside source? Because I don't think that's been widely reported. Dude. Man. Matt, I don't know if you're still here, but Matt, did you know that? That's incredible. Oh my God. Makes sense too, because Riker likes jazz. Wow. Holy shit. I don't even believe you. I don't even think that's real. I think you're just pulling my leg. I'm not even going to buy that. James McGill, we are entertained. Lazarus says, lucky git, Samuel. Why is Samuel lucky? Jasper Jedi, man, I wish they would make an Elite Force 3. I think they could honestly make one that was successful. Yes. Or maybe even better yet, a Bridge Commander 2. Hell yes. Or just add more DLCs to Bridge Crew in VR, because that'd be awesome. The Darth Eddie, I think I might have figured out how the side doors of the Strange New World shuttlecraft work, but if I'm wrong, I won't remotely be surprised. The top half with the window slides to the side, the bottom panel drops. You discovered that, did you? I said that when we were looking at the shuttle myself. I said the exact same thing, so yes, I think that's very likely, but again, I wouldn't be surprised if I was wrong, but you're absolutely right. That's what I think is going to happen with it. Lazarus says, uh-oh, that reminds me, did you see Star Trek Next Generation animated series clip? Yes, I already shared that on Facebook, and it's amazing. Sonic Fan 22, should Lola Bunny get her own spin-off series? Yes. Yes. Lola Bunny, undercover agent, or Lola Bunny, Playboy Bunny in disguise. I don't know, something. Just Lola Bunny. And don't unsexy her up like they did for Space Jam 2. Well, the character is too sexy. Oh, that's one of the things that was great about her. That was one of the things that was appealing. Her in Space Jam 2 is just silly. Anyway. Roger Wabbit. Matt Deckard. Picard's dad was a time agent. He plucked John Luke's mom from the past and kept her a secret and locked away. He wasn't crazy. She was just upset. Oh, okay. There you go. Paul and Jessica Rabbit. No, not really a rabbit, but she knows how one feels. But bum. Yeah. Jessica Rabbit. Loek says that was great. I was gutted when I only ran for a couple of minutes. Oh, the TNG one, yeah. General Grievous, combine Bridge Commander with Elite Force using Unreal Engine. Boom. Hells yeah. Lazarus 2, because Samuel has the BC-304 model. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yes. Dan Ben, are there any 90s cartoons you like? Probably a few, but most of them are fucking garbage. I hate the animation style for a lot of those 90s cartoons. List some off. List off some 90s shows or 90s cartoons, and I'll let you know yes or no and why. Because I honestly can't think of any off the top of my head. Trek or not, Rabbit from Donnie Darko if you want to get weird. Lazarus 2, cool as long as you've seen it. Hell yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it. Alright guys, it's time for you guys to catch up with the chat and give me some stuff to talk about. We're just at over an hour here. I'm having a good time, so I'm in no hurry to leave. Hopefully you guys are having a good time as well and not in a hurry to leave, but the pug's more than happy just to sleep in there. Jasper Jedi, at the very least, completely overhauled the Star Trek Online away team gameplay. I agree with that as well. Trek or not, do you collect pins, Cap? It's an addiction for me. No, but I collect comm badges. I love comm badges. But pins, no, pins are just useless. I probably got a bunch of pins I could send you. I don't think I ever sent you or gave you a Trekyards pin when we were in Birmingham, did I? because we had some Trekyards pins. I don't think we have any left now, though. I think the bag that I had of them might have got destroyed in the flood. I need to order more, but I didn't know you liked pins. I would have sent you some. Lazarus, I actually liked the New Adventures of He-Man. The New Adventures where he's in space, that one, or the rebooted cartoon from the 90s, which was really good, actually. I really enjoyed it as well. The New Adventures of He-Man, or I forget what it was called, but it was just the original He-Man story essentially redone. So. Sonic Fan 22, are you into anime and have you seen any? I've seen a lot. Well, I haven't seen a lot. I've seen a few anime movies like Akira and Ghost in the Shell and Fist of the North Star and stuff like that. But I'm not really into anime. Anime I find very boring. I hate their story structure. Something about it puts me to sleep. It's just not exciting. So my favorite anime is actually the Americanized version of Gachimon, where it's called Battle of the Planets or G-Force. Love that. I do have the original now. I've got all the Gachimon, the complete series on DVD, which I haven't got all the way through, but they're actually really good. So that I don't mind. It's not as boring, but even that has some boring stuff in it. So Aeon Flux came out in 91. I liked Aeon Flux. I did like that. Weird animation, though. Really fucking weird. Ren and Stimpy is always enjoyable, but again, really weird animation. South Park. Of course, South Park's hilarious. Samurai Jack. Never really watched Samurai Jack. Again, not a fan of the animation. Dan Ben, I think Elite Force had a good Voyager. You could walk around, but the characters didn't look so good. It's true. The characters didn't look that great, but Gargoyles is fantastic. It's one of Sylvia's favorites. She's got a bunch of the Gargoyles Funko Pops up here, actually. She's a Gargoyle fan. She collects Gargoyles, not just from the cartoon, but just Gargoyles. There's Gargoyles all over this library. But she's got all the main characters here. Here's Brooklyn. Or Bronx. Sorry, this is Bronx. They're dusty as hell, too. Forget the old guy's name, but there he is. Of course, Goliath, which I just showed you guys. Just dusting them off now for her because I haven't dusted the library in a while. She still needs to get the girl, Counselor Troy, Gargoyle. But these are all the ones she has. So Gargoyles are, yes, Gargoyles are well written, well voiced. The shelf's really dusty now. You know how dusty that shelf is. That's not cool. X-Men. The original X-Men was fun. Original X-Men was good. Jasper Jedi, but I somehow had never heard of Resurgence until you mentioned it the other night, Captain. Hope that even though it's not my favorite kind of game, it will spark interest in the full Trek games again. Yes. Sean O'Sullivan, do you think it makes more sense to have, say, 3 Defiants or 1 Sovereign class? Or is it what a Prometheus basically is, and why do you think it wasn't a popular class? That's what Prometheus basically was. It had the ability to be 1 ship if needed, and then break up into 3 for formation attacks, and leave 1 ship to do research on a planet while the other ones go take care of a situation. I think it's better to have a ship like the Prometheus. It's a good idea. I don't know why it never really caught on. I'm just not a huge fan of the design personally myself, but yeah, I think it's the Prometheus class idea is a good idea. General Grievous, true, but at that time there was only so much they could do with the technology of the time. Okay. Dan Ben, actors for Harry and Tom have a podcast. Yeah, it's called Shuttlepod 1. Oh. No, Shuttlepod 1 is Trip and Malcolm. The Paris and Kim one is called the Delta Flyers. Lazarus 2, he went to the future and Skeletor got upgraded. That show I never got into. That He-Man reboot. Stupid. Serialized says the Delta Flyers. Yes. Simpsons, obviously, like the first, let's say the first 6 seasons for sure. After that, I haven't paid attention to the Simpsons because they're kind of garbage now. Dan says, did you know the actor who plays Tom Paris thinks Voyager's view screen is a holodeck grid behind it projecting an image? That's because it is. They all are. Even the one in the motion picture. When you see the bridge of the motion picture, when they're in space dock, they pan across, you see the hologrid. It's a 3D representation. It is basically a hologrid, even in Enterprise D. That's why when you're looking at the image on the screen, the person head on, they're like this. But when they change the camera angle on the bridge to show Picard standing in front of the view screen, the person on the view screen looks like this because it's a 3D image. All of the view screens have been holographic technology. The Darth Eddy, the Shuttlepod 1 podcast with Connor Trenier and Dominic Keating is so much fun, especially the videos on YouTube. Both actors say they will return to their roles if asked. Cool. General Grievous, Garrett Wang and Robert Duncan McNeil, Connor Trenier and Dominic Keating, also a podcast called the Shuttlepod Show. Sonic Fan 22, have you seen the Sonic movies? I've seen the first one, but I don't really give a fuck about Sonic. I don't understand the fan appeal of Sonic. Like, Sonic's got a weird fan base, like weird fan fiction shit with Sonic. I don't understand it at all. I had the Sonic game for my Game Gear, but it's a game. I don't understand the appeal. But anyway. Lazarus, I'm surprised they haven't remade Gummy Bears or Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers. Both of those things are great, but if they remake them, they'll ruin them. Gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. High adventure that's beyond compare. They are the Gummy Bears. I fucking love that show, and that theme song's awesome. Dan Ben, in the 90s, they made movies into cartoons. Ghostbusters, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. I watched them looking back and wouldn't say I liked them. I'm not a fan of the Ace Ventura cartoon. Ghostbusters was the 80s when the real Ghostbusters was around, and it was all right. I watched it when I was younger. It's all right. It's all right. The Darth Eddy, CBS would be idiots to turn down the return of NX-01 with some short trek to explore the Earth Romulan War. Dan Ben, Cat and Dog was a 90s cartoon. That's fucking garbage. Yeah, that's a no. Absolute no. They actually are doing a reboot of Chip and Dale. Wow. Okay. Paul N. I need to find my disc for the PC game Star Trek Strange New Worlds, the base builder simulator. Yes. It's like a fortress-style game where you build. It's kind of like the original Warcraft was. Is it called Strange New Worlds? No, it's just called Star Trek New Worlds. It's not called Strange New Worlds. It's just called New Worlds. So, Paul, you're wrong. It's not called Strange New Worlds. It's just called New Worlds. 100% sure because I have it downstairs. Eric Martin. So was Axanar dead or delayed or what? I have no fucking idea. Trek or not. Bonkers was a cool cartoon about a bobcat cop. Bonkers was a shit cartoon about stupid 90s bullshit. Lazarus 2 is giving the wow face, and I don't know why. Sean, Sonic fans are the Borg. Once you're assimilated, you don't escape. Lazarus says I don't have Disney, so Grant McGregor, what are you talking about? They're remaking Rescue Rangers, where the Chipmunks were actors in the show. I haven't heard that, and I didn't say that. So, interesting. Lazarus, Gummy Bears, yeah. Paul N. Endless legal battles, as it is better than the Trek out now by Paramount. Also, some discussion of fraud and embezzlement by the creators. Oh, yeah. No, Paul, that's all old news. Whatever. Sonic Fan 22, how can you not like Cat Dog? The show was a classic because it's fucking crap. What a stupid concept for a show. That's what I mean about 90s cartoons. There's stupid shit like Fairly Godparents and fucking I don't know what else, but I can't stand the animation in that shit. And no, plus I never watched them. I was at that age where I had a life and was, you know, being a teenager and driving my Camaro around. I wasn't watching fucking cartoons like that. But 80s cartoons are still the shit, man. Just saying. Depends when you grow up. Smash Rocket, I Am Weasel. Worf was great. Okay. Sean, not a reboot, but a DS9 sequel would be great. Lazarus, I'm sure that was aimed at me for not knowing that Chip and Dale was getting a reboot. Okay, wasn't sure. Trek or not, Star Wars droids animations were cool. Star Wars droids animations. Oh, the 80s show Droids? Yeah, that was, I wouldn't say it's cool. That animation's kind of crap too. Especially the way they drew R2. I hated that. I'm a big fan of R2D2. I like the proportions to be right on him, and he was just so stupid in that show. He was like malleable and bendable, and it's just silliness beyond silliness. Dorn voiced Weasel for your information. Oh, okay, cool. Have you warmed a little more to the Strange New World phaser since the Trekyards video and the prop reveals? I am so glad the deltas were taken off everything, and the new phaser is the right colors, if more smooth. No, still not a fan of the design. It's still too. There's something about it I just don't like. It just looks too stupid. It should have looked like this. This is not the TOS phaser. This is the updated Scott Nakata phaser. It's got some different shapes in it. It's got more details, like actual controls and stuff. This would have been better than that shit in Strange New Worlds. This would have been better than the Strange New Worlds one. I just don't like the Strange New Worlds one. But that, more sleek a little bit. This is the way. So, yeah. Oliver says the Spider-Man 90s cartoon was awesome, though. Never watched it. Not a Spider-Man fan. Dan Ben, first two PlayStation games I played were based on TV cartoon of the 90s, Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, and Rugrats in Paris. Rugrats is another one that's fucking awful. Sorry. Loic, did you ever see Final Fantasy The Spirits Within? It's a bit dated, but it looks great at the same time. I fucking love Final Fantasy The Spirits Within. It is one of my favorite guilty pleasure movies because a lot of people are like, it's so awful. The animation looks fucking great. Did at the time, it still does. It could be tweaked a little bit now, but it still holds up. It is a good story too. And I like the characters, I like the animation, I like everything about it. So much so I even have this over here. I got the novelization of that bitch. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Spirits Within. I love the Cobra head ship that's in that. I love... It's... Yes. One of my favorite CGI movies. I wish that they'd make a Star Trek show with that kind of animation. I would absolutely eat that shit up. I would love that. Eric says, seriously, how are you guys not over 100k subscribers? Don't fucking ask me, man. Ask the YouTube algorithms. Lazarus, there's one cartoon from the 80s I wish they had finished. They had planned a movie. Jace and the Wheeled Warriors. Yeah, I remember Jace and the Wheeled Warriors. James McGill, finished creating my Star Trek Federation Exodus era for my Galaxy Civilization 3 game. I used Trekyards heavily for designing 69 starships, each has a backstory. Max's story is dedicated to Star Trek fans. That is awesome, James. Lazarus 2, yeah, I bought Final Fantasy Spirits Within when it came out. Yeah, yeah, I love that movie. I'll just occasionally throw it in from time to time. I just love the animation in it. I love the way it looks. It's just such a pretty movie. Have you played Smash Bros? No. I mean, I have a little bit with on the Switch because Sylvia has a Switch that has that, and it's fun enough, but it's just Titan AE animated movie. Titan AE has had a lot of promise, and I have it downstairs on DVD. It is interesting enough to watch. They were praising it as the next Star Wars. It just wasn't. It didn't capture that kind of vibe. It's good enough though. It's kind of reminds me of Heavy Metal. It's got that kind of animation style and storyline to it, and I haven't seen it in quite a long time, but I do like some of the ship designs and some cool stuff in there for sure. So yeah. Dan Ben, Alvin and the Chipmunks. That's 80s, but okay. Smurfs, that's 70s, but okay. Care Bears, those are also 80s. So Alvin and the Chipmunks, yes, was good, loved it. Smurfs, yes, loved that as a kid. Care Bears never got into because I'm not a girl, but I know there's No Heart and his little minion. I'll say Prickly, but that's not his name. No, I never watched Care Bears. If I did, I'd just catch the end of it or the beginning of it because it was fit in between Transformers and G.I. Joe or something, so you sometimes have to like listen to it while you did something else. But those are all 80s movies, Dan, or 80s cartoons, Dan. So Eric Martin, have you played Portal or Portal 2? No, never got into the Portal games. I think they would mess with my OCD. But I played the demo for one, and it was fun. Oliver says, Buzz Lightyear Star Command was very fun. I actually have it on DVD. Shh, don't tell anyone. Well, everyone, Oliver Lavery Farag has Buzz Lightyear of Star Command on DVD. I think I tried watching a few episodes of that, and I just never got into it. No one is talking about Batman with Mark Hamill. Well, that's absolutely phenomenally awesome. And yeah, that is 90s. That's great. Sonic Fan 22, would you rather watch the Transformers movies or the Ninja Turtle movies? That's tough. I really enjoyed both TMNT movies. The first Transformers movie was fun when I got past my disappointment of how the fucking Autobots looked. I've got all the Transformers movies, the ones available in 3D. I have those, and there's a lot of really cool visuals in there. But again, that's another thing that Alex Kuntzman fucking destroyed when he wrote. Him and Bob Orsi wrote that script, and they fucked the Transformers hard, and it's another reason I hate Kurtzman. Which would I rather watch? I don't know. There's probably Transformers because there's just so much more to watch. But I really enjoy the new TMNT. I don't know why people are so upset about the new designs. I think they look fucking great. I like the new TMNT movies. James McGill, how the heck did I post my previous post twice? I don't know, but I only read it once. Lazarus, Visionaries, Knights of the Magical Light, 12 episodes. Yeah, that was a good show. Toys were cool too. Paul N, 80s cartoons, and no one mentions Robotech. No, because it's anime and it's crap. Can never get into Robotech. Just, you'd think I would. I like F-14s. I like, robots, but or mech suits, whatever the fuck you want to call them. I couldn't do it. It's boring as fuck. I'm sorry. It's not a good show. Dan Ben, Oliver. Yeah, I had the pilot on VHS tape. Lazarus says, no one talks about Robotech because Harmony Gold will sue you. That's the other issue, yeah. Dan Ben, yeah, a lot of 80s things were repeated on TV when I was younger in the 90s. Well, yeah, but that's because they were good. You don't see 90s shit being replayed because it was garbage. Trek or Not, Forever Night, or sorry, Forever Young, Mel Gibson, The Rocketeer were cool movies. Both were awesome, yes. Rocketeer is one of my favorite movies. Dan Ben, another 90s show I remember is Magic School Bus. They also play that on PC. Yeah, Magic School Bus. Never got into it, but Miss Frizzle. I mean, I have fantasies about Miss Frizzle. Maybe some. You just look up Miss Frizzle porn, and you'll find some cool stuff. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I never watched it, but good educational show. Plus, for the love of, will they stop replacing the original open for Robotech? General Grievous, Transformers Armada was my introduction to the franchise. Oh, Jesus Christ, you poor bastard. Armada's fucking garbage. Never got into Beast Wars, then you're missing out. That is some of the best Transformers storytelling ever. So well written. Such good character development. It felt like Beavis and Butthead of the Transformers series. Too much fart and poop humor style writing for me. In season 1, there were a few jokes like that, but dude, right behind G1 in my top favorite Transformers franchises. And they were just talking about Transformers movies earlier, not shows, because shows I would definitely say Transformers over TMNT. But it's G1 because it's G1. Animation errors and simple stories aside, it's G1. Awesome. Right behind that is Beast Wars. I hated Beast Wars when it first came out, but when you started watching it and they tied it in with G1, it got so fucking good, and it is now phenomenally acted and so well written and tied together. So G1, Beast Wars, then Transformers Prime. Transformers Prime is an amazing show, both animation, storytelling, voice acting, everything. Beast Machines, that came after Beast Wars, is kind of down a little further on the list just because the story kind of went stupid, but I could do a whole live talking about that shit. No, if you haven't watched Beast Wars, you're really fucking missing out, especially seasons 2 and 3. Ooh. Season 1, yeah, I get some of the first episodes were kind of silly. They hadn't found their footing yet. They didn't know what their audience wanted, but the interrelations, or the character relationships between like Dinobot and Rat Trap and Dinobot and Optimus and Rhinox are so well written, so well layered, and so well developed. It is fucking amazing. Bryce says, I thought I found a chocolate egg in my grass in my yard. I was so happy, but then it was just turned out to be something that the neighbor's dog left. Worst Easter ever. Arthur, garbage. Hey Arnold, fucking garbage. Recess, also garbage. Animation style on all of them sucks. And just not good. Trek or Not, a guilty pleasure is Batteries Not Included, Inner Space, and Daryl. Batteries Not Included is great. I haven't seen that in years, though. Inner Space is also amazing. And Daryl, I don't know what that is. So, Sonic Fan says, what are your thoughts on the Alec Baldwin situation? I haven't heard anything about it since forever ago, so it's just a shitty thing that happened. I feel bad for the guy. Bryce says, likes new TMNT. Yes, I do. Grant McGregor, the first TMNT comic was rough. Over time, the style changed. I think people should be forgiven for certain styles as long as it delivers the emotion they want to express. Absolutely, sure. Paul N. Harmony Gold and Palladium games both no longer have franchise rights. Bryce likes the new TMNT, hates Robotech. Where is the unsubscribe button? It's where the subscribe button usually is, but now it'll say unsubscribe, so bye. SVS Guru 2000, the late 80s. Alfred J. Quack was pretty good. Never fucking heard of that. Grant McGregor, oh yeah, I didn't like it, but because we were on the 90s cartoons, Author had their final episode this year. It started in 96. Stephen W. Fathry, Happy Easter Cat. Happy Easter, Stephen. Donnie Pearson, Happy Easter, my friend. Loek, Vexel is another great CGI movie. I haven't heard of that one. Darth Eddie, one thing Discovery did well was maintain the canon of the Romulans being unseen and no contact in 2250s. I hope Strange New Worlds keeps this going and we see nothing from the Romulan Star Empire. Yeah. Laughable Larry, thanks for this, keeping me away from my family this Easter. Really enjoy this more. Well, thank you, Laughable Larry. I'm glad I could help. Matt Boardman, even my daughter loves Transformers Prime. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. The Darth Eddie, if they bring in the Romulans, it'd be one of the dumbest things they can do, which means it could theoretically happen. Yep, I think it will. They'll find a way to fuck that up, don't worry. Smash Rocket, no, Captain Planet and the Planeteers fan? I like Reboot. Reboot is awesome. Captain Planet and the Planeteers, never watched it. Dan Ben, do you like it when a TV show finishes and then does a feature-length episode to finish off the storyline? Yes, I think that's a cool way to do it. Paul N, is that a Vulcan or Romulan woman that Spock kisses in Strange New Worlds trailer? Don't know. Probably a Vulcan. Donnie Pearson, okay. Dexter's Laboratory, also awful. Daryl is the robot boy who steals the Blackbird. Haven't even heard of it. It's an 80s sci-fi retro classic. Okay. Dan Ben, I remember 90s cartoons about a boy who wore a red cap and went to a skull island to fight a villain, but I don't remember anything else about it. No idea. Best intro music, Ulysses 31. Name rings a bell, but the Ren and Stimpy show, it was insane but great. Yeah, but that's more like, that's geared toward not kids. So even some of that animation I can't stand. Sonic Fan 22, have you ever met any trolls on YouTube? Yes, a lot. Dan Ben, I saw an episode of 80s Buck Rogers. Notice the fighter control stick is the same from the 70s Battlestar Galactica. Yes, they were being made at the same time. Or they used the assets from Battlestar Galactica when Battlestar Galactica finished, I believe. Mr. Captain 93, what was the tube that Spock manipulated in Star Trek 2 in the engineering room? I was trying to figure out what that separate room in engineering was. Give me a clue. It was the reactor control room. He had to realign the whatever it was. I don't even know. I'm drawing a blank now too. But yeah, it was the reactor control room. Yeah, maybe somebody else will help us in the chat here. Bryce says, the 80s, frack, I'm old. I was a teenager in the 80s. I watched lame 70s cartoons. I am too old for these shows. Except Robotech. It was mature enough for teens. Yeah, I could just not... Robotech suffered from the same thing that most anime does for me. It just fucking puts me to sleep. It is just boring and slow and dull. Then you get an action scene, and it's like, ugh. I don't know. It's just not... I don't know why. I just can't get into it. Hello, Urs. Happy Easter to you as well. The Darth Eddie Insurrection is the outline for Ruaffel's face looking down at the Enterprise E as it speeds over the Baku planet with the tagline, "The battle for paradise has begun." Yes, that is probably the worst movie poster there. You found it. Yeah. Sure, it kind of conveys what's going on, but... Ulysses 31, 80s cartoon, like Ulysses story, but in space. Okay. Happy Easter from Star Trek Eagle. Thank you, Claus. Happy Easter to you guys as well. Sonic Fan 22. Would you rather watch 90s cartoons or play Sonic games? Play Sonic games. Trek or not. Tremors is awesome for nostalgia. Hell yeah. Smurfs. Smurfs are great, but they're more 70s. I like the Smurfs, though. Nathan Head, does anyone here think that the Vulcans in next week's Picard episode are those from Carbon Creek? Possibly. Dan Ben, is there any room mention on a Starfleet ship we've never seen and you wish we had? Any rooms mentioned? Stellar Carto... Oh, no, Cetacean Ops on the Enterprise D. I wish we had seen that, because it's in the blueprints. It looks pretty impressive. Sure, we finally saw one on Lower Decks, but that was on the Cerritos, which isn't technically big enough to even warrant having a Cetacean Ops, but hey. Nothing else is coming to my mind. Lazarus, up from the depths, 30 stories high, breathing fire, his head in the sky. Godzilla. Yes. Mr. Captain 93, bathroom. It would be cool to see a bathroom. There you go. That's a good one. But it's never mentioned. He said a episode room that was mentioned. Thoughts on the Will Smith slap? Well, if it was a publicity stunt, they both fucking look bad. And it was totally uncalled for, and I feel like I've lost a lot of respect for Will Smith. Chris Rock, not so much. He's a comedian doing his thing. That wasn't an off-brand joke, and even Jada was laughing at it. She even laughed at him getting slapped, which makes me think it was a publicity stunt, but at the same time, if it was really stupid because it made them both look fucking like awful human beings. So I feel really bad for Will Smith, but he, you reap what you sow, and it's actually been on my mind a few times where I've been driving. I'm like, will I be able to enjoy Will Smith movies now as much as I used to? Because I really liked the guy, and now he's kind of an asshole. So, but yeah, I still have the same amount of respect for Chris Rock. That was a fine joke. But, whatever. General Grievous, apparently it was the dilithium reactor control matrix box realigned to manually put this shit back on. Yes. Happy, joy, oh yes, lovely tune. Or happy, joy, oh yes, lovely tune. Dan Ben, Pinky in the Brain, Timon and Pumbaa. Timon and Pumbaa, not so much. Pinky in the Brain, hell yeah, awesome. Donnie Pearson, I don't have anything against Will Smith or Chris Rock, to be honest. Oliver says, does Pokemon count as a 90s cartoon? It was first aired in 98. Yes, it does, absolutely. Pokemon's fucking awful. So is Yugi, or fucking Beyblades, and so is fucking Yu-Gi-Oh, or whatever the fuck that was called. They're all just garbage. Trek or not, Stallone Dread movie versus Urban's Dread movie. Oh, Urban's Dread movie is better. Paul N. Apparently the transporter removes waste from your colon directly to the project resequencers. No seashells required. Mr. Captain 93, it's almost like Will became his character Hancock without the powers. Yeah, I thought the same thing. Thank God for Chris Rock, he was without the powers. Lazarus, while I like Stallone's when it was made, definitely the Urban one. Yeah, it's kind of my answer as well. I don't mind the Stallone one. It's fun enough. It's a Stallone movie. It's fine. But Dan Ben, not sure this is 90s, but Animaniacs, Warner Brothers cartoon. Animaniacs is fucking amazing. So well, I love that kind of parody stuff, and it's so well written. It's very topical for the time. A lot of the things don't age well, but it's still really well done. Bryce, I was just joking about unsubscribing. I'm just shocked by your questionable taste. It baffles me, but I agree. Most anime is meh. My kids love it though, but Robotech is unlike anything before it. I knew you were just joking about the unsubscribe thing. That's why I said it like that. But it's not questionable taste. I enjoy the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies. I think they're fun. And I like the redesign of the Turtles. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about all the new Turtle franchises stuff. I don't watch any of it. I'm not that big of a Turtles fan. I like the movies, and I like the redesign of the characters. That's it. I think they're fun movies. And I think the redesign looks fucking great. I don't understand why people are so up in arms about how they look. Plus, they got Megan Fox, so, that's awesome. So, questionable taste my ass. Matt Boardman, loved Batman the Animated Series and X-Men cartoons in the 90s. The original Animaniacs did debut in 93 on Fox Kids, 2 years before moving to Kids WB. Animaniacs was great though, damn. Hell yeah. Lazarus, Yu-Gi-Oh! I had all the cards, kept them too long to sell, now they're aren't worth anything due to so many reprints. Dan Ben, Star Trek Prodigy premieres in England on the 25th of March on Nickelodeon, so I'll be able to watch it. Yes, hope you enjoy it. Matt Boardman, loved Animaniacs, also loved the latest 2 seasons on Hulu. I haven't seen those ones yet. Says Flintstones and the Jetsons, still some of the best cartoons that there are. There are some of the other ones too. My dad always watched the Flintstones. I like the Flintstones more than the Jetsons, but they're classics for sure. Kieran Spores, what's your favorite Star Trek theme? I really like Voyagers and Prodigies. You just answered it there, Voyager and Prodigies. SVS Guru 2000. One show I absolutely despise was the Tex Avery show. Lowest common denominator, vulgar garbage. I've heard of it, I've never seen it. Wild Thornberries is 90s. That's also garbage. General Grievous, let's be honest, it's Megan Fox the captain is there for. Maybe. Prodigy is the 25th of April, not March. Nice. Lazarus, Batman Beyond. Not a fan of Batman Beyond, really, but it's all right. I actually said back in the day that Ben Affleck would be a great as Batman. Terry McGinnis. Donnie Pearson, I must confess I love Lower Decks and Prodigy a little more than Discovery and Picard. Darkwing Duck was another good show. Darkwing Duck was good, yeah. Sonic fan, has anyone on YouTube ever badmouthed you before? Yes. Dan Ben, I remember watching Taz. Okay. Loic, have you seen... Sonic fan, I'm beginning to think that you're a troll, so... Mods, keep an eye out, please. Loic, have you seen Asteroids? It's an indie... first released on YouTube. It's amazing. I've seen some kind of Warhammer thing on YouTube, which is really amazing. So if that's what you're talking about, and I think it is, then yes. Dominion War on DS9 and the Zindi mission on Enterprise were how to do serialized Trek because you had randomly goofy episodes like the Magnificent Ferengi and North Star to lighten the mood. Absolutely, 100% agree. General Grievous, ironically, the Flintstones was originally intended as an adult cartoon. It just became popular with kids. But there is a ton of adult humor in it if you pay attention. Yeah, it's like I said, my dad used to watch it, and I was like, why are you watching this? And I used to watch it with him, so. Have you seen the reboot of the DuckTales show yet? No, I haven't. Didn't know there was one. Donnie says, I love Darkwing Duck, especially its kick-butt theme tune. Let's get dangerous. Yeah, I love Darkwing Duck. Mr. Captain 93. I watched the Corbinite maneuver yesterday. I think that is the best Captain Kirk did. I really like the DS9 theme as well. I don't. It's too slow. Kieran Spores, have you watched the new 55 Years of Trek documentary series on Amazon Prime, hosted by Gates McFadden? It was very interesting. It's called Center Seat. I haven't watched it yet. Donnie says, I love DuckTales, both old and new. I plan to binge watch both versions on Disney+. Is there a reason why Star Trek won't show Zindi and other shows? I have no idea. Anime was the best thing going in the 80s and 90s. American tunes were still stuck in the shitty 70s style of Spider-Man and Hanna-Barbera. Favorite vehicles from any Batman? I don't know. The Batwing from the 80s movie was awesome. Not a fan of the Keating Batmobile, really. I think the best Batmobile was in the Arkham games. I don't know. Event Horizon. I liked Event Horizon, but that's a movie. Just asking questions, that's all. Alright. I myself love various Star Trek theme tunes. Paul N. 80s gave us Robotech, Akira, and Ghost in the Shell. The Darth Eddie. Even Cybok wasn't a bad antagonist because was a good man who just happened to be pursuing a warped version of how he wanted the universe, even sacrificing himself and feeling remorse at the end. It's true. Bryce says, I had lost respect for Will Smith, and first then I read about a lot of the stuff that's going through. His wife was kind of abusive, berates him. He's having mental health issues. I think he needs help. Yeah, and his wife also fucking cheats on him. So, fuck her, and why is he still with her? But whatever. Ozzy, atomic batteries to power, turbo. It's turbines to speed. not Turbo Speed Ready. Lazarus, Toonami, Touchy Muyu, Dragon Ball Z, Gundam Wing, Batman Beyond. Those are all garbage as far as I'm concerned. Dan Ben, I don't always like it when they do cartoons younger, like Muppet Babies. Muppet Babies was awesome. Fuck you. Muppet Babies was a good show. Tom and Jerry Kids, never really got into it. And a pup named Scooby-Doo, also stupid. But hey. Trek or not, anyone remember Star Kid and the alien suit from the 90s? Rings a bell, but I don't remember much about it. The actor who voiced Darkwing Duck had a reprise of his role in New DuckTales, but the new show is its own universe and its own, which they showed in one of the episodes, which I liked. Flintstones meets the Flintstones. Lloyd in Space was a 90s Disney cartoon. Lloyd in Space? Never heard of it. Donnie Pearson says, and there was a Scooby-Doo reference in Star Trek for the Undiscovered Country. Was there? Matt Boardman, when I was a kid, we loved Muppet Babies. My mom told us one time we should use our imagination like they do. My counter was that they use their imaginations. They actually went there. Donnie Pearson, I love that show, Dan, the one that aired on Disney Channel and ABC Kids. Holy shit, Mr. Captain 93, what made you decide to do YouTube and then do YouTube with a random dude across the pond? Side note, glad you guys did decide to do YouTube. I don't know, I build models, and I always come up with creative ways to solve some problems, and Sylvia suggested I start a YouTube channel, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, maybe people will be interested. So I started making, if you go back to the early videos on this channel, you'll see my early stuff. I also had a nice large Star Trek collection, so I wanted to show that off, kind of piece by piece, and I did small little videos on each thing. So I started doing that, and people found it interesting enough, and so I started doing more, and then I started doing movie reviews, like I was talking about movies I like, and I was talking about the Star Trek movies series or the Star Trek movies, did a series on those. And Samuel just happened to see my one on Star Trek 2, and he learned a few things and thought, I was interesting and engaging enough and knowledgeable enough. So he reached out and sent me an animation for the opening of my channel for my birthday, because he had heard me talking about my birthday on one of my away mission walks where I go for a walk outside. And sent me an intro, which I loved, and I asked for a few more for the channel, and he made those, and then we started talking and found out we both really love ships, and he has ship assets, and I have a lot of these old books, like Starfleet Battles information, and a lot of FASA stuff, and a lot of information on older Trek ships. And we decided we both love ships, we both love tech, so let's create a show based around Star Trek ships and tech that we would want to watch ourselves as fans. And that's how Trekyards was born. There you go, that's the answer. Oliver says, if we can include movie themes, the First Contact theme is my favorite. I really like Star Trek 6 theme, and of course Star Trek 2. Star Trek 4 is also really good. Dan Ben, do you like crossover episodes with themselves, like The Simpsons crossover with the version of the family from Tracy Ullman shorts? Yes, those are cool. Family Guy did a time travel episode where they go back to the pilot. Yes, that was also cool. Fraggle Rock. Fraggle Rock was fun. The YouTube app on iPad only lets you go back for about 500 videos. All you have to do is there's a little thing at the top that says newest first. Just click that and go oldest first, and it'll show them from the beginning of the channel. Trust me, I use it all the time. New DuckTales. David Tennant voices Scrooge McDuck. Love the Family Guy, where Peter dived into a vault of gold coins and realized that gold coins are not liquid, but are solid objects. Yeah. Dan says the 2003 Cartoon Network, Star Wars Clone Wars, had a Jedi that looked like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. Oh, okay. I gotta go. Happy Easter. Happy Easter, Mr. Captain. Thank you for joining. The mountain theme from Final Frontier was cool. Ooh, praise be the captain. Well, guys, we're coming up on the 2-hour mark. We're at the 2-hour mark, so I'm going to call it there. I don't want to spend all day here. It's been great talking with you guys. This has been really fun. Hopefully you guys have learned a few things, and listen to my opinionated ass tell you about the shit that you liked in the 90s was just wrong. That's just my opinion. And I could talk about each one individually had I watched it. Didn't watch a lot of those, so I just don't like the animation style, and I've seen it a little bits and pieces here and there, but everybody likes what they grew up with, so it is what it is. Anyway, on that note, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me on this holiday weekend. Wish it was nicer outside, but it's not. But I'm going to go chill out, relax, maybe play a video game, wait for Sylvie to get up, make some supper, have a good rest of my weekend. Hopefully you guys do as well. And of course, we will see you Tuesday. We're doing a live. We're not doing a live tomorrow tomorrow our regular time because Samuel won't be here. But we will be back on Tuesday. So I'd like to thank you, and I'd like to encourage you all to go check out the very first videos on this channel. I want to hear your thoughts, because when I first started, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I wanted to show off my collection and show you some model building stuff. So please go watch those. And when you join me live next time, let me know what you think of them. And there is an option to newest first for videos, or oldest first, whatever. Click that, and you should find them. There's some weird shit. There's some stuff with the dogs. It didn't start out to be a Trekyards channel. We changed my personal channel into the Trekyards channel because I already had like a good couple hundred subscribers by the time Trekyards started, so we kind of wanted to utilize that. So, and then I created my personal channel a few years later because I wanted a new personal channel that was just mine. So, and my personal channel, I actually uploaded a lot of those old videos to from the Trekyards channel to it, so they're there as well. So anyway, that's the story. Go watch some of the original videos. I want to hear your thoughts on them, guys. That's your homework for next time. So until then, I'm Captain Foley. That is Ensign Precious the Pug, and we will see you guys in the future. Have yourselves a good holiday weekend, and stay safe, guys. Find all those eggs, too, except for the chocolate ones that aren't covered in foil, because they're probably shit of some kind.